More days of disruptions and flights are expected in the UK after a glitch in air traffic control caused chaos on Monday. While the system's issue was resolved within a few hours, the backlog of canceled flights means more delays and disruptions in the coming days. Now, over a quarter of all flights to and from Britain were canceled on Monday. Passengers were sleeping on airport floors and scrambling to book alternative routes. Air traffic control authorities now say it was a flight data issue, no signs that it was a cyber attack. Here in the U.S., the summer has also been rife with delays and cancellations, people sitting on tarmacs, and the U.S. government is now cracking down. The Department of Transportation issued its largest ever civil penalty, fining American Airlines more than $4 million for tarmac delays of more than 3 hours without giving passengers a chance to get off the aircraft. The fine relates to 43 flights between 2018 and 2021, affecting nearly 6,000 passengers. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says it is part of the effort to protect consumer rights. Okay, let's take a closer look at what is happening in the airline industry. Mike Boyd, the president of the Boyd Group International and Aviation Research and Consulting Firm, is joining us. Thanks for coming back, Mike. I certainly appreciate it. It's always good to see you.
Thank you.
So a lot of people are wondering what happened in the UK yesterday, and does it surprise you that people instantly thought, could this be a cyber attack?
Well, it's natural to think it could be a cyber attack. That'd be the first thing. But the reason they're giving, which is supposedly a French airline filed a weird flight plan or something, that doesn't pass the smell test either. So I think over the next several days, we're going to find out we probably have an equipment or a manpower delay more than anything else.
And we've had these these manpower delays here in the United States. Air travel numbers are up. But what have airlines and airports, what are they doing to prepare for the growing number of passengers? Because when we began to ease out of the pandemic, it's clear the airlines were not up to snuff yet.
Well, I think one of the things is right now airlines are saying, look, we can't fly to the Northeast as much as we did before, so we'll just cut back. So they're cutting back, and that is hurting some traffic. But our biggest problem here in the U.S. is, the air traffic control system, which has been mismanaged for years and continues to be mismanaged. And I don't see a solution to that, having looked at it for the past 30 years.
Okay, can you expand on that? Because I think that maybe people just sat up in their chair just a little bit. If you're flying, especially to the Northeast, what's wrong with air traffic control? And does it surprise you that American Airlines got hammered with that significant fine?
2 points here. The first thing with air traffic control, it's understaffed, undermanned, and undermanaged. That's happening where you have air traffic control centers that only have 50 or 60% of their staffing there. Everything slows down because the controllers can't get to all of it. That's the biggest problem we have there. They're addressing that's going to take years. The second one, though, I got to tell you, this 4.1 million fine against American, if it's between 2018 and 2021, this is a political stunt. Because if they had to dig up things going that far back to make a statement, I have a problem with that. Because if they've known about it for the past 5 years, why are they fining the airline now?
Just trying to.
And again, this is part of the problem.
Do you think that they're just trying to appease frustrated travelers?
I'm not going to appease anybody, frankly. Having it happen is awful. It shouldn't be allowed. Boy, they have to go back 5 years and gin this up. There's smoke signals there that say, wait a minute, we might not have the problem we think we do.
Okay, now what about infrastructure? Has Southwest specifically made changes to its technology to prevent the massive disruptions that we're seeing at the start of this year?
Oh, yeah, they did. I mean, historically, they've always been IT behind. They haven't had to have a lot of the bells and whistles. Now they do. But the system they had then has been replaced, and it is being replaced. But that's specific to Southwest. And it happened right at Christmas. They are the airline Grinch that stole Christmas. And I think they're just starting to get over some of the pushback from customers. But I think they're getting through it. They're a good airline. They had one major glitch.
Yeah, they are a good airline. Plain Smart, I think, was their saying at one time. Where are efforts right now to hire and train more staff? And does it go, obviously, beyond air traffic controllers? What role is Congress playing, too?
Well, the two biggest challenges right now, number one, are pilots, because, pilots weren't paid a lot to get into the industry. That's being changed now, too. We're not canceling flights because of lack of pilots. We're just adding flights. The thing they haven't really gotten out into the media much is technicians, mechanics. It's no longer somebody turning a wrench. Now you need technicians to deal with computer systems and airplanes and all that. That's going to be the next big choke we're going to have, because that's a lot of training that has to be done. And again, it's not just turning a wrench.
You know, we also have some research that shows that right now a new report is out that thousands of pilots are hiding medical issues. Does that, I guess, just get your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think we have to look beyond that headline. That's 5,000 people with a pilot's license, including, the dentist who's trying to kill himself on weekends in his private airplane. What we're looking at within this group is about 600 airline pilots that are under scrutiny. When you look at the number of pilots out there, that's like, less than 1%. Now, you don't want an axe murderer in the cockpit, but it's not this 5,000 people flying commercial airplanes around. So it's not good, but it is being looked at, and it's only about 600 pilots out of, 100,000.
Yeah. And also, summer's winding up, and now we're going to begin heading into Thanksgiving, Christmas. Look into your crystal ball and tell me what the rest of the year is going to look like for travelers and airlines.
Well, here's the real issue. A holiday comes, I-95 gets jam-packed with cars. The airways don't. You don't have that many more airplanes in the sky. You might have a few more people in the gates and all that, but not a lot, because flights are full now. The real issue around holidays is, I don't know, it's in scripture someplace. If you're going to have a snowstorm, it's going to happen over Thanksgiving. It's somewhere buried. That's the biggest problem we have.
Okay, Mike, as always, a pleasure. Thanks very much. We appreciate your frankness and your insight.
Thank you, sir.